Alright, so now here's the grinding. I thought Betty and Jeff. It was Betty and Jeff. There was no way that Betty and Jeff were ever going to be anything but Betty and Jeff. So my name is Elizabeth J. Winters Waite. My friends call me Betty, and I work for the Walnut Hills Redevelopment Foundation as their Chief Financial Officer. True Love brought me to Cincinnati. I was working at an accounting firm in Dayton, Ohio, and I went to a fireworks party for 4th of July, and I met my now ex-husband. We used to tell people we met under fireworks. We were on the phone because I was in Texas and he was in Dayton, Ohio. He goes, Betty, I think we ought to get married. He told me what he thought, which should have been a sign. So we got married in a little Methodist chapel in the middle of a tiny itty bitty little town in Indiana called Rowan. On our honeymoon, we picked out the names of our children, and I'm kind of a planner. I like to plan things. We wanted children in June because it fit into my busy season. I was a CPA, I was running my own accounting firm, but our first child was born on May 29th of 1988, and the second child was born on May 3rd. And then the third child was born on June 1st. So we planned all of our children. And we were really compatible. We had the same tastes and everything. We never fought about anything. I think that he came to the realization that life was short and that he needed to be true to himself after we got the internet. When we got the internet, he would wake up in the middle of the night sometimes, or I would wake up in the middle of the night and he wouldn't be in the bed. And I would get up and I'd go find him, and he was on some gay chat rooms. And I would like, oh, what's this? I want to play. And he would, no. He didn't want me involved in that at all. I can remember we used to buy each other magazines at Christmas time or for anniversaries. One year we bought each other the same Penthouse magazine. So this was just, I thought, looking at gay porn. Sure, bring it on. Let's do it. This is something fun to do together. But that was not, that was something that he needed for just himself, and so we never did that. But it was like, okay, so what's going on here? I mean, there was a question in my mind, and I was grocery shopping with a friend of mine. We just arrived at the grocery store, and I put my hand on the handle to open the door to get out, and she goes, Betty, before we go in, I need to tell you something. I'm like, okay. She says, I heard a rumor that Jeff is leaving you for a man. I'm like, what? That's ridiculous. And we went grocery shopping. And but we're walking around and I'm thinking about what she said, and then I'm thinking about the gay chat rooms, and then I'm thinking about the pictures, and I'm thinking, maybe I should talk to Jeff about this. So he comes in and he sits down, and I said, Kim told me you were leaving me for a man. Is that true? And he said, I am not leaving you. I will never leave you, but I am having sexual orientation issues. He couldn't say gay for 5 years. But he ran from the room, sobbed on our bed. I held him in my arms for 2 hours. While he sobbed, he was sure I was going to kick him to the curb and make him leave, and he had nowhere to go and all that stuff, but that wasn't my style. Over the next month, we took those railroad spikes out of the mahogany door of his closet, and I found out that this is something he had dealt with from the time he was 6. When it hit me that we were not going to be able to work this out, this was not going to just go away. But when I went on vacation, I took the boys on a vacation, one of the best vacations we ever had, but it was without Jeff. And when I left on the vacation and came back, and he and his boyfriend had broken up, and he was sobbing, I said to myself, I do not want to spend the rest of my life watching my husband crying over another man. And I told him to leave. I told him it was time for him to find an apartment. So we went through a process, as well, I'm sure most couples go through a process. So from the time he came out until the time he got divorced was 2 years. And we were still very, very close friends throughout that 2-year process. And in fact, when we got divorced, we had a transition ceremony. We invited our family and our friends, and Jeff invited he had this new circle of friends, which was really cool because he didn't have a circle of friends when we were married. But after he came out, he got a circle of friends, and he always wanted a circle of friends, which was a really good thing. The best way to sum it up is that it's not so much a till death do you part when you take a marital vow, but when you bring children into the world, you have to take a till death do you part vow to your children to figure out a way to be comfortable in the presence of the other parent so that they can have that sense of family. And it's not about ego, it's not about who did what to whom, it's about how you're going to help your children to become the best parents that they can be.